Remember, this is new.
Let's get it.
All right, all right. It looks like we're live. Ask Manny, can you hear us? Thumbs up.
What's the word? What's the word?
Okay, okay. What's up? I got my boy Stock Chart Shawty in the building, y'all. What's up? We back on another episode. This the Boss King Entertainment Show. This your boy Cash Nelson, aka Cash Shoulder the Boss King. And I always tell people I can have a conversation with anybody. So that's what we're gonna do. And I can talk about anything. So don't put me in the box. Today we're gonna talk about these stocks. We got my man here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's the deal, y'all? My government, the name my mama gave me, Jeffrey Williams. But if you've seen any of my memes or any of my content online, then you would know me as Stock Chart Shawty. I teach beginning traders how to avoid losing all their money in the stock market when they first getting going.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Where you from?
Originally, I was born in Los Angeles, California, but you know me, man. I always claim the dirt, man. I'm from the Antelope Valley.
Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait. I seen something on Facebook that had man, I can't remember the rapper's name, but he had remixed the little Kendrick Lamar's "They Not Like Us." Seemed like a popular guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay, okay, okay. So let me ask you this: what you think about the current state of the market right now, with everything going on, with your boy Trump getting shot at? I don't know if it's staged or not. A lot of people seem to be experts with the staging and knowing sniper details. A lot of people seem to be experts with it. I've never seen so many black people that's experts with this shit. It's been hilarious to me. What's your thoughts?
Um, Honestly, uh, that boy, they done turned Trump into the white 50 Cent. But nah, I think that the market just really just been running, man, and it's really at new all-time highs and all that. You
Right.
know, if you've been involved in the tech sector, you know your portfolio is definitely thanking you at this current moment. You got Nvidia has taken over the scene as the number one company in the world, so that was not necessarily surprising, but it's surprising the type of run that they've been on, how it's continued. But I was telling everybody in my group, maybe like last week, like the market is where it's at right now. It's like I'm not gonna say it's gonna keep running or it's gonna crash. I don't never talk about what I think is gonna happen because it don't matter about what I think. I just
Yeah.
talk about what's going on in the setups that the charts are showing me. And the charts been showing me that everything been oversold. I mean overbought, pardon me. So everything is running at all-time highs. And I think that a pullback is in the midst. Not necessarily a crash, but I think a nice little smooth little pullback is on the horizon.
Ash Manning said the short interest on the DJT was crazy before he got shot. Did you take
Mhm.
advantage of that?
Absolutely not. I don't
I,
like to trade. I don't trade them meme stocks. Yeah,
hey, each his own, right?
there you go.
Speaking of meme stocks, speaking of my boy Ash Manning, I don't know if you've seen our little bet we had about AMC. That's my guy, man. I love him to death, man. But he went off on me, man. And then, we betted the shit, but see, this, he don't understand where this comes from. I told him, I've been with AMC for 3 years, man. I've been wanting this. But then I just
Mm-hmm.
realized it's not going to pop. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Anyways, he been getting his money on that, you know what I'm saying? But for the long term, for the investment, for people who be asking me in my inbox, I was just saying that it wasn't a great investment, but
Yeah.
obviously a great trade all the time. Anything is a great trade to me.
Mm-hmm. And
You
then
got
you
to
also
So I know
you got
that's Donald Trump's stock, Ashman. I'm already knowing, but yeah, but I just didn't think that it was the greatest opportunity unless you was able to get that bad boy for a couple of dollars, like he was or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
I
What you
think
think about
it
AMC?
is I think what it is like you said, it's something that would be great to trade because of the volatility. But what I'll say is this: a lot of people tend to think that investing and trading are similar to gambling. And although they have their similarities, they are not one and the same.
Right.
So, for example, you can treat a trade like a gamble as long as you understand that you're gambling in the trade. But the moment that you then put your entire faith into a company that has no reason to have your faith, and the technicalities and the fundamentals of the things that's going on, you have to understand that this is one of those things that's a gamble. And if it hits, then it's going to hit big and you could come up.
Right.
But I don't like to steer people in the direction of gambling with their hard-earned money.
Right. I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. I say it's definitely for the super advanced. It's definitely for the super risky like me. But for me overall, I was just making a comment about it. I was just talking about the market being down, period, from volume. In the summer, it goes down every year. The volume is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you can't make a good trade. Doesn't mean you ain't gonna get no money. But overall, me in particular, I am a trend trader, a momentum trader. I like big percentages. I like big moves.
Mm-hmm.
And in the summertime, generally, you're not going to find too many stocks that you can just get that big burst on because, like they say, the comment that I made was sell in May and walk away. That's what a lot of people have done. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of stocks have taken some of it, some of it. You know what I mean? But the volume is clearly not the same. It's like that every year. I've been doing this for a while. I just got back. I just got back into making trades. I took 60 days off for the mind. Clearly, you know what I mean. You waking up every day 6:30, and you grinding, you trade. You know what I mean. It has this role on your mental and your psychology. You know what I mean. So I took 60 days off, man. You know, and it's been refreshing. But I came back and just murdered it.
That's what it's about. You got to do what's right for you. You know, everybody's trading style and trading philosophy ain't going to work for everybody. You know, there's nothing that's going to be 100% accurate in the stock market ever.
That's what people should understand, man, because when they see these big percentages and all that, they be asking about it and trying to jump in, and they either jumping in too late or didn't get out at the right time.
But that's because they don't know the ins and outs of trading. And that's what it is that I focused on with everything that I have to offer. Is because I know exactly how it feels when you first getting started and you just trying to make some money. And that's like literally, I walk people through the process of when you start, you just try to make some money. And it don't matter how it come. It don't matter what you trade in. As long as I make some money from it, that's all that matters.
Right.
But as you get more seasoned in your trading journey, what ends up happening is you start to develop, or if you want to continue your trading journey, you tend to develop your setup that tells you this is when I get in and this is when I get out. You develop your strategy that says these are the kind of trades that I'm going to involve myself in, and these are the ones I'm going to stay away from. And then you have a system that tells you, okay, well, I think this could be a good company to trade, and I think that this could be a good time to trade it, but which contracts do I select? So I take you from not knowing nothing at all to I know how to trade. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they just want the gain. They just want the call outs. Because
They don't even call out. They just want the money.
Because they just want to make money. But what ends up happening is, you know, if you don't become a millionaire in your mind, you'll never become one in your account. Because a fool and his money shall soon depart.
Okay. This is the first thing I tell people, you know what I'm saying, when I'm doing coaching calls, because that's what I'm doing right now. Focusing on coaching calls one-on-one, letting people see what I do directly. It's one thing to talk, it's one thing to show, but people need hands-on, like people really need their hands held.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, first thing you got to establish is, are you a trader or an investor? Because people got those two twisted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you can make money from both, but you have to understand where to draw the line in between the two. And that's where it goes wrong. People want to make the type of returns from trading and investing. And people want to have the same type of security and safety from investing and trading.
Right. What you think about the dividends game? Do you play it?
Oh, yeah. It's nothing better than spending money on more money.
Okay. I take it you're talking about Apple.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's my baby right there.
I know that's your baby, boy. You with your Apple, my boy with his AMC. Me with my damn Ryan and Mara.
Yeah, man. You be running up them crypto stocks, man.
Oh yeah, man, running them up, baby. You know what I mean? It's just picking and choosing in and out like a robbery. You know what I mean? Because when they go, they fall. When they fall hard.
Yeah, but see, that's the beauty of it, and that comes with with getting involved with trading. Is the only emotion that's stronger than greed in the market is fear in the market. And that's the reason why things will fall a whole lot faster than it takes them to run up.
Right, right. I could agree with that. Well, let me ask you this. So I got some questions here. I'm gonna kind of, talk around.
Mm-hmm.
What was your biggest profitable day, if you don't mind?
I made 21 in like 15 minutes.
Ooh, love it, love it. What was that? An option?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when people come on board and they come on to your course or what you have to offer, what do you suggest to them first? Do you teach them trading? Do you teach them investing, or you do both?
Well, I always like to have a sit down and ask the person questions. I don't want to just, my thing is never to just sell you what it is that I have to offer. My thing is to figure out where it is that you're going wrong at. Let's figure out the problems that you're currently having. And let's see if not only if what I have to offer you will be a good fit for you, but let's see if you will be a good fit for what I have to offer. So I always like to figure out where the person
So
is.
someone that have no clue of the market, what are you suggesting?
I would suggest to first start off with investing for the long term, because that's the money that's going to work for you. You don't have to, with trading, it's ins and outs. You got to be on the charts and you got to be, now me personally, I just swing trade and I scalp. I don't do no more. I don't spend all day in the market no more. I don't do that. I only trade during the last hour of the day. But
last hour of the day. Hold on. Pause. The last hour of the day.
That's it.
That's what you came up with?
Nah, that's called power hour.
Okay. I mean, I've heard it before.
Yeah. I heard, I can't remember what book it was that I read it in, but I heard that they say rookies open up the market and the pros close it.
Okay, drop it on them. Drop it on them. Drop it on them. That's what we're here for.
That's where you're gonna get all that high volatility and all that. Like, and the reason why, like, because I'll swing trade individual stocks, but I only trade the market overall. I trade the SPX.
Okay. I got to give you some pushback.
Mm-hmm.
I for sure ain't no rookie, and I trade the open all the time. So I don't know where you got that from, but
no. It's the money. It's the money. It's not your level of expertise. It's the money.
Right. But you can make a lot of money in the open.
Hell yeah.
And you can make a lot of money in the closing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the open probably might have the most value.
Mm-mm. The most volume in a day is the last 10 minutes of the day.
So people, you saying people making these last minute trades, everybody trying to put their trades in before they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I have to check that out.
Yeah, like the volume.
Shit, I'd already be in and out 200% by 11 o'clock. But then I'll come back in and make another trade. I ain't gonna lie. I come back in and see the shit running up again. You know what I mean? You know how that goes.
The beauty of that is because of the fact that you trade in momentum, so you know when to get out and when to get in. What I do is I just trade the market overall. So, for example, let's say Apple. Apple on average runs about maybe $3, $4 and some change a day. So you can get in and you know that the top and the bottom is going to be anywhere between the $3 and $4 and some change of a run. And that's on average. And that's a cool amount, for a day, because it's an individual stock.
Yeah, but it's basically supply and demand. If you can catch those supply and demand levels, they're there every time. And absolutely. What I realized, a lot of people haven't realized, if you go back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, you'll see a spike at a certain time a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm really looking at. I'm like, that's real interesting. Every time around this particular time, this gets a particular spike. 3 times out of the 5 trading days.
Mm-hmm. Now, whereas Apple has a range of an average true range of 3 and some change, maybe 4 and some change. The SPX has a range of anywhere between $40 to $100 a day.
Right.
So
and that's what you're trading?
Yeah, that all I need is a couple dollars in a couple minutes.
You don't trade Apple. You invest. You don't trade Apple. You invest in Apple.
Yeah, and if I see a swing trade opportunity, then I buy some calls or some puts a couple months out and just take advantage of the overall trend that is going in. But
Can
on
you
the
explain
day
to
to
the
day,
people? Can you explain to the people what a call or a put might be?
oh well, an options trade and an options contract is a contract that holds 100 shares of the underlying asset. So if I'm trading company of Apple, then every option contract that I'm purchasing and selling is holding 100 shares of Apple.
Right.
So if I believe that the price of Apple is going to go up, then what I would then buy is I would then going to go buy calls, because calls is what's saying that I think that the asset will appreciate in price. And if I think that Apple will go down, then I'm going to go ahead and buy some puts because I believe that Apple will depreciate in price.
Okay. So, in a nice way, this is really gambling.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's why I
It
tell
is.
people right out the gate, this is gambling. So you got to understand it. A
It
lot of
is. It
people
is
start
the
thinking,
gamble.
dude, you're betting it hits a number, and if you don't hit it, you're going to lose, and if you do hit it, you're going to win. That's the same thing that's on the gambling casino sites.
But the only difference is
Got to
options
start.
trading. Options trading actually has the traders outlook and what they want to happen. It has more of their perspective in mind. So,
Right.
for example, when I'm gambling, if I was to say, let's go to the blackjack table, or let's just say I go to the crap table,
Right.
every point that I could put and every bet that I can make has different odds. So, the most that you can have, if I'm not mistaken, is like 31-1 odds.
Right.
But we know that it's hit or miss, meaning that it either has to do what I say it's going to do right now, or I lose all my money. No matter what the upside is, it has to happen right here, right now. The
Right.
difference between that style of gambling and options trading is I don't have to lose my entire investment just to trade. It's not hit or miss. If I don't see what I like and it starts to go against me, I can have a stop loss at a certain percentage that says, after this percent, kick me out, because I don't have to lose all my money in order to agree with the market.
Right. I dig it. I dig it. So let me ask you this. You know, it's a lot of people out there that do what they do. You know, including myself, including Nash, including a lot of people everywhere. Why should people listen to you?
Um, well, I once heard that you don't trust, you won't trust a stranger to make you rich, right? So, for example, if I was standing in the middle of the busiest street in whatever city in the world, and I had a whole entire briefcase full of $100 bills,
Right.
and I was saying, "Hey, free $100 bills, free $100 bills, free $100 bills," I don't think anybody will walk up to me and even accept one of those free $100 bills. Because what is this dude? He must be crazy. Who is this dude that I don't know trying to help me and give me free money? There's got to be some type of catch to it.
Right.
But now let's say that same dude that's selling those, that's trying to give away those $100 bills. Let's say if you walked away from him and you tripped in the curb, bust your head on the curb, and you bleeding everywhere. That same dude that you would not trust to give you some money, if he walked up to you and said, "Oh my God, I don't have no phone. I'm trying to help you, but I don't have no phone. I need your phone." That same person that you wouldn't accept a $100 bill from, you would unlock your phone for him. You would tell him your closest personal contacts. And you would tell him everything that it was that he would need in order to get you some help. You won't trust a stranger to make you rich, but you will let one lead you away from pain. The reason why people should listen to me is because I've been punched in my mouth by Mr. Market before. And I know exactly how hard he hits. I don't want nobody else to have to get punched in their face by Mr. Market. Because if you get in there and you don't know what you're doing, it's only a matter of time before you lose all your money. It's going to happen. It's happened to the best of us.
Right.
Not everybody has that mentality to get back up. I don't
Right.
even want you to have to get down.
Okay. I can dig it. Another question I got here for you. So, can you give us two profitable trading strategies?
Well, yeah, I can tell you. I could give you my favorite candlestick setup.
hey, whatever you can provide is game. All
Um,
game is game.
my favorite candlestick setup is, I like to call it a inverted hammer. They refer to it in the trading world as a shooting star. But I like to call it an inverted hammer because it looks like you holding a hammer upside down. Now, inverted hammer is a different candlestick pattern, similar but different, but that's not what we're here to talk about. But I'm here to tell you that if you know about candlesticks.
I'm familiar with it, but for the people that's not familiar, could you just give us a little better description? Okay, hammer. Is it
Mhm.
red, green?
It honestly don't have to. The color of it does not make a difference because it's all about the placement of it. So if you see that a stock is running up, running up, running up, running up, and then you see the inverted hammer sitting there at the top, look like somebody is the wick that's at the bottom, and then the body of it right here. I mean, the wick is at the top, and then the bottom is the body. So when you see this candle sitting there at the top of an uptrend, no matter if it's green or it's red, you know that potentially some downside could be on the horizon. Now, I tell people that because it's an individual candlestick reversal. A lot of patterns, they involve multiple candlesticks in order for the pattern to form. But this is literally one of those things to where as soon as you see it, you know that it's about to drop right after that. So definitely the inverted hammer, it looked like you holding a hammer upside down. When you see it on the chart, it'll make a whole lot of sense to you. When you see one of those, now if it is red, then that just means that downside is probably going to be that much stronger. But
Okay, so to sum it up, basically you're saying at the top of a trend,
you
see an inverted hammer,
mm-hmm,
that's a sign of a possible reversal
absolutely.
to the downside for you.
Mm-hmm. Because that candle by itself represents profit taking.
Okay. See, I look at that as the candle represents weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I see weakness, I get concerned. So that's how I look at the candles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's one. I appreciate that. What else you got for us? The second. I asked for two.
And another, I would tell y'all that when you're purchasing your contracts, and people have paid money for this, so I feel bad giving it out. Anybody that know,
That's why I only said two.
I apologize, y'all.
And I know you got 10 more away, so that's why I only said two.
People have paid thousands of dollars. So I can't just give everything, but I'm gonna give you something worthwhile because I rock with you, and these for your folks. So shout out to your folks, man.
Bossking Entertainment Show.
You hear me? So one thing when I first got started, I was just, when I was looking to buy a contract, or because I didn't have no strategy, no system to stick to, none of that. When I first got started, it was, I think that a company is going to go down today.
Right.
It's like, well, how do you know that? I don't know. I just think that. All right. So what you going to do about it? I'm going to go buy me some puts. All right. Which ones you going to buy? I don't know. Whichever ones I could afford. I didn't know that it was a thing called in the money, out of the money, and at the money.
Can you give us more detail?
So, in the money contract is a contract. Those are pretty much the safest bets. They might cost a little bit more, but they're the safest bets, meaning that you don't really need too much dancing to go on. You just need a little bit of action. So the way that I like to explain it is, think about it like in football. In the money contract is like a run play. Now, with a run play, we know that we don't necessarily have to get a first down in order for a run play to be successful. Right. With a run play, all we need is a couple yards, and that's a successful run play. So that's what an in the money contract is. Now, an at the money contract was a little bit more riskier than the in the money contracts. And now the reason being because that's the price that you're looking for it to hit next. So an at the money contract, that's like going for a first down in football.
Okay.
You need a full set of 10 yards in order to get this first down. You need a little bit of dancing to take place in order for this to be successful. Now, without the money contracts, those are the ones the price ain't nowhere near there yet. I like to look at those as like Hail Mary plays. meaning that
Okay.
if it does not happen when the time comes, I'm gonna lose all my money taking this trade. It's a Hail Mary. It's literally I'm throwing something at the wall and I'm hoping it sticks.
Right, right.
So it's just understanding the safety harness and the safety net that each one of those contracts holds. There is no safety net out of the money contracts. It's literally just you going for the most bang for your buck and you trying to purchase as many contracts as possible. But you have to have a whole lot of price movement in order for that to be successful. And then you got the at the monies. You only need a little bit of dancing, but you don't need nowhere near as much dancing as, those Hail Marys, those out the monies. Then you got the run play where you don't need nowhere near as much as the first down. So understanding the safety, there's a safety risk involved with every single one of them. And understanding that wherever you comfortable at and your safetyness and your risk to reward and being able to mitigate your own losses, wherever you feel comfortable at, those are the trades that you should be taking instead of just getting what you can afford.
Okay. Now you were saying that, I just wanted to elaborate that, but you was getting into your second part of the strategy. You were saying when you're buying your contracts.
Oh, buy the contracts. Buy 4 of them at a time.
4 of them at a time. Okay.
So that way, when the contracts start running up, you'll have enough contracts to go ahead and take profit, take the risk off the table, put those contracts back into the portfolio. And then after 100% or, really after 100%, that's the market money.
Okay. Okay.
So that's when you let your runner run.
Why 4 in particular?
Well, I have certain take profit points. So for me, I'll give them to y'all. For me is
5%.
I'm gonna sell. Yeah, this is like my first original plan that I first came up with. And 2, I'm gonna sell 2 of those contracts anywhere between 80% to 100%.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm gonna do that is because, like I said, at 100%, now I'm taking all my risk off of the table. Now, my contracts, let's say I bought 4 contracts at $100 each, and those contracts run up 100%. Okay. If I sell 2 of them, I could put that $400 back into my pocket that I jumped into it with. And the $400 that's still left is the market's money. So I literally have no more risk on the table at all. This is all the market money I'm playing with at that point. Because options trading is not about how much money I can make. It's about
you're talking about you're playing with house money after that part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what bothers me? I mean, I tried that strategy a few times. What bothers me is when it runs, and I think about the potential money that I could have had instead of taking a little 25%, a little 50%. You know what I mean? When the thing runs, because when you're right, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I've been doing it. You know what I mean? Just like when I'm right, I need all of mine. You know what I mean? I need all of it. You know what I mean? So that's a different perspective. I've heard people do that a lot. It's a safe way. You're always going to be in a profit zone, taking 25 here, 50% here. You know what I mean? But,
I'm saying I'm not taking profit at 25 and 50.
I mean, 80%, 100%.
Yeah, that's too small. I know my trade's gonna run.
Right, but then, so you're only leaving one contract when it runs to 200%, 300%, right?
No, well, yeah, I'll take 2 off at 100. And like I said, this is the original strategy. This ain't what I use now. Now I average up. So that's a whole different conversation. But after I sell those first 2 at 100%, I just let the market tell me when to get out.
Okay.
Now, if I'm gonna take profit because like I said, trading options is not about how much money I can make. It's to make sure I don't lose all my money. That's where people really get things screwed up at. We only here to take advantage of the opportunities that the market presents us with.
Right.
That's
I'm just looking at this chat. Somebody said, looking like your mom. I don't know who they talking about.
I look like my mama's. I know that. But yeah, no, I average up now. So if I'm in a winning trade, I'm gonna keep buying more of it.
Ooh, okay. I like that. So you going for the whole juggler.
Yeah. I need my.
Okay, so obviously there's two parts to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other part would be, when do you get out? You got percentages when you get out? 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, all out, some out?
Nah, I stopped. I stopped letting all my money go away in my trades a long time ago. I don't have to lose all my money in order to understand that I was wrong and the market was right. And I don't believe in averaging down.
Ooh, you don't believe in averaging that. Yeesh. Okay. A lot of
Yeah,
different opinions on that.
yeah,
That probably goes against the popular. I don't even do it, but a lot of people love it. I
yeah.
think it works better for investing, but not trading. But that's just mine.
Exactly. Because if you trading and you averaging down, that means that the market disagrees with you. And instead of you taking heed to what the market is telling you, you telling the market, no, 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 you wrong. I'm right.
Right. Okay. I see why Ash Manning saying that Facebook messing with my video. Was it paused it? Can you hear me?
I can still hear you, but you paused.
Okay. Okay. I see why he said that. Well, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Well, first of all, congrats to you being shout out to on the Earn and Leisure show, Ian Dunlap. I know that's your boy. I think you said that was your idol.
Yeah, well, between him and Wall Street Trapper, when it comes to this investing and trading, they definitely the ones that, when I seen them doing their thing, they're the ones that led me to believe that it was possible for me to do the same. And I have, if I'm being honest, I have a little bit more of a personal relationship with Ian. He looked out for me in a whole bunch of ways that, that ain't even worth mentioning to everybody else, because that's for me. But definitely people that have helped me along my journey, not just with their example, but people that I've gotten, hints and tips from along my way as well.
Nice, nice. That's a big thing, man. What you think about all the controversy that the brothers begin hit with?
They hated Jesus.
You had to take a little deep breath for that one.
You always gonna get some type of something, man. Everybody ain't gonna always agree with you. And if I'm being honest, they shouldn't.
Right. And if they do, then it's just fake.
Now, if they do, that means you ain't being real with yourself. If everybody else agree with you.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. Well, let me ask you this. What's up with the book? What's the most important chapter? Well, I'm not gonna say that because the whole thing is important. But give me some give me some breakdowns on the book.
Um,
First of all, what's it called?
the book is called Introduction to Options Trading: The Things I Wish I Knew When I First Got Started.
Where can they buy it?
From me.
Give them a shout out to
I'm
Instagram.
selling this thing out I'm going old school back in the Gap like Master P out the trunk. This one, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I ain't gonna lie. I have intentions on making it into a physical book, because it's an ebook right now.
Right.
I had intentions on just going straight out the gates with the physical book and all that, but it's a lot of stuff that you got to do with that. Got to get an ISBN number, got to get it hooked up with these people and that people and all that. I'm like, that ain't doing nothing but slowing down my time to my consumers, to the people that actually need the book. So I put everything together myself. I did the book cover myself. I designed that myself. I formatted it myself. I had help from my editor. Shout out my editor. You know what I'm saying? My dog, Billy the Castro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my dog. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head, big dog. Everything gonna be straight, man. But yeah, everything besides that, everything else, bro, I put everything. I put my heart, my blood, sweat, tears into that. And I really took the perspective of, instead of having to sit down and do one-on-ones with people and people having to pay me for my time, I just put the most important information of the questions that I've answered in those one-on-ones, and I put it into the book. So that way, instead of having to pay $500 for a one-on-one in an hour of my time, you could just go buy the book for $20. But the book is basically about helping you, like I said, to avoid the pain of losing all your money when you first starting, because it's always an ignorance tax that you have to pay with something when you don't know what you're doing. It's
I
not the
like
thing, it's not the
it.
things you don't know. It's not the things that you don't know. It's the things that you have no idea that even exist. So it's always some ignorance tax that you got to pay. And this book is my goal of paying down the ignorance tax for everybody else, so that they ain't got to.
Right.
I put it like this: I wrote the book in order to teach you the lessons without the scars.
I can dig that. I can dig that. How long is the book? How many pages?
I think it's like 107 or something like that.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I will
And,
say,
but
some that somebody that I had read the book, and I asked them about what they thought about it, and just tell me however you feel about it. It don't make me feel no type of way about none of that. And their honest opinion that they gave me. Where is it at? My bad. Let me find it because I don't want to misquote.
okay, I was like, what the hell happened?
No, my bad. I'm looking for it. I don't want to misquote.
Right. Oh, did we freeze up?
Nah. All right, I got it.
Okay.
So this is a testimonial that I got about the book after they read it. Said, "Oh yeah, man, this book is fire. Honestly and wholeheartedly. If someone was to ask me what books should I read to start me off,
Uh-huh.
I would say this book, The Candlestick Trading Bible, and Trading in the Zone, in that order. This is a great book. It's very comprehensive. It's a very comprehensive book for beginning options traders to read. It touches all the bases on all the main things you need to know, while not feeling like you're being overwhelmed with information. My only complaint is I didn't have it when I first started."
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, man. I put a whole lot of work into that, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You know me, I'm laid back and I'm modest about everything, but yeah, I'm real proud of that book.
I feel you, man. Everything you do, you put hard work into. I already know. So, you know. Let me ask you, what's the difference between the book and the course?
Well, I actually, at this current moment, I got a couple different courses.
Okay.
So I have, because I started a group. I have one group that I initially started. That's my day trading group, which is we hop on 3 times a week and we trade power hour. In that group, I've literally had people pay their rent in 2 minutes from my call outs. I've literally had people make $4,000 in like 7 minutes. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the group called?
That group is called the Options Exchange, but that group ain't available to everybody. But the group that is available to everybody is my new group. It's called the Profit Pioneers. And that group, it's only $1 a month. But for that group, I'm going to have a free course where I'm going to teach you about options trading. So all you have to do to access that course is just sign up for the group. It's $1 a month. And then I'll have an intermediate course that's going to teach you, okay, well, this is the basics of options trading. All right, now let me teach you how to take trades so that you can make your own money for yourself. You might not be ready for the whole course and what it costs, but you ready for this course and you can get started right away with this one. My intentions is with the free course will be enough to make you the money for the intermediate course. And the information I'm giving in the intermediate course will pay for the main course. Now, the main course is where I teach you how I trade, my setup, my system, my strategy, and teach you how it is that I'm doing these call outs. So instead of you having to take the time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and hard-earned money, heartache, and wallet ache that it's going to take you to learn options trading on your own, I take you from where it is that you are currently, and I give you all the expertise and information where I am now, and I just close your transformation gap for you.
Okay. And again, how can people get the course?
The main course is available through my website. And
Shout
then
it out.
my website is Learn Options Trading with SCS.com. No, matter of fact, don't let me do that. Don't let me do that. Matter of fact, everything is available in the dollar group. Let me give you the website for that. It's a lot to say, but it's at school.com/the Profit Pioneers. So SKOOL.com/the Profit Pioneers. And everything, all the information for everything will be available through the group. Like I said, it's $1 a month. So instead of you having to figure out if this is worth your time or not, and people be asking for hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars for courses right out the gates, and you don't know if you can even trust them or not, you don't know if you like them or not, I got everything set up to where I start you out from where it is that you are now as a beginner, not knowing nothing, and I just walk you through the path of understanding what options trading is, understanding how to take options trading, and then I teach you my setup, and then you off to the races after that. Because the beautiful thing about what I do is people hop on with me during the live calls that we have trading during Power Hour. But then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when we're not on, they going and getting busy on their own. I just had one of my community members on, what was that, on Thursday. She just ran up a trade. Where'd it go from? She paid $1,000 for the trade, and in 44 minutes and some change, she ran that up to $3,800.
Wow. That's good money right there, boy.
Yeah. I finally figured out a way how to duplicate what I do. And instead of you needing me to call it out for you, I just teach you how to do it.
Right. Okay. Shit. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man. Other than that, I think that it's very, very imperative for our community that we start to understand that we need to put our money to work.
Right.
And not just, being able, they say that the book that changes your life is not going to be any book that you read. It's going to be the book that you write. So that's what I went and did. I went and wrote me a book because I was reading a lot of books. I read so many books, and other people read books and all that too. But I come to understand that it ain't even about the amount of books that you read. It's about how many pages you execute on.
Right.
So I see a lot in our community that we will, watch a lot of videos and we'll listen at a lot of this stuff, but we won't actually go and go execute off the information. So
I think a lot of us is information junkies.
Yeah.
And we want to act like we want to be able to talk it, but we don't actually execute it. But we want to be able to say, oh yeah, I know the 200 meter. We want to talk all the terminology and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that if we was more focused on the walking instead of the talking, we'd get a lot further in life.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that's out here giving game, and I ain't gonna knock nobody. Go and listen at them. If they giving valuable game, go listen at what they got to say. Go and hear them out. But after you listen at them, go execute on that information.
And then I'm gonna take it a step further. After you execute, let them know that you use your strategy. Because a lot of people, they want to use the shit that I'm saying or the stock I'm calling out, and they don't even let me know that they was in the play.
But the beauty in that is this, because I literally had people that got millions of followers, still content and all that. Beauty of it is this: when you're doing God's work, as long as you're doing right by God's people, it's going to be stuff that's going to happen that you're going to disagree with and that you're going to dislike.
Of course.
But once you get far enough on the journey, you'll see how even that wasn't done to you. It was done for you.
Oh, okay.
Joseph told his brothers, he said, after they found out they sold him and all that, Joseph told his brothers, he said, y'all meant it for evil, but God meant it for good.
Mm.
Don't nothing happen to me. Everything happened for me.
Sheesh, okay, I like that. I like that. So, have you ever been in one of those trade-offs,
I never even heard of that term.
like where people is like going live and they trading against people?
Mm-mm. That don't even make sense to me because we trading against the market. We ain't got enough money to be trading against each other.
I agree. I'm just saying, there's people that do that, and then there's extra rewards for the person who wins and stuff like that. I think it's pretty interesting.
I mean, different strokes for different folks. Everything ain't for everybody.
Right. That's for
It,
sure.
it,
Let me ask you this
it,
though:
um,
is there anything you don't recommend?
as far as what?
Period. In the trading market right now.
Oh, and trading.
Any stock,
Um,
anything like you know what I mean? Is there something that you're not feeling right now? And there's example why?
um, well, just looking at the market overall, um, at the state that things was going, they say that usually when we're up this much at this time of the year, we usually double that and end up like, because I think we like 13% up or something right now for the year. And they say when this happens, we either pull back to 9% or we take off to like it's either 21 or 26% or something like that. But instead of being so wrapped up in what everybody's saying, figure out how to read the charts.
Right.
Like I see a lot of people. I'm seeing people that they only know how to trade one way. So when
Right.
things is going up, they good. But when things start falling, they don't know what to do about it because they only
Right.
know how to trade one way. I would highly advise that you learn fundamentals as well as technicals because we don't live in an or society. We live in an and society. So it's not this or that. It's this and that.
I agree. To the people that don't know, what is fundamentals? What is a fundamental trader?
Fundamentals is when you're solely looking at the benefits of the business side of things. So there's the real business. So Apple has a company. There's the real side of Apple's company. They sell phones, tablets, MacBooks, all the accessories, all that. That's the business side. The stock market side of things is only the price, and it's only telling you how people feel about the company at the current moment. The stock price and the actual business don't actually coincide. They don't have like this one is because of this one. That has nothing to do with it. It's about overall sentiment from investors.
Right.
So when you understand that a company is leading the way, it has a moat, meaning that it can't be touched in what they do. They're surrounding themselves. There's no way that nobody could get next to them. They have a moat. That means that they're gonna lead the way in this for a long time. So when I know that a company has a moat, I know that they have good management. I know that they do well with their money, with their earnings, with their investing. Because just because a company is giving you a dividend, that don't mean that that's a good company. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get dividend traps to where the only thing enticing about the company is the dividend itself. They don't have no
Um,
growth. They don't have no future outlook.
what do you think about Verizon? Some people say that that's a dividend trap because they pay so well with dividends.
You mean
So,
AT&T?
what was that?
So you mean AT&T?
Yeah, my bad. AT&T. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're terrible. I think they're very terrible. I think you better off throwing all your hard-earned money into a dumpster and setting it on fire.
Yeah.
And the reason why, where is it? And the reason why they're not even on the. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to like go and look at the company. It ain't even popping up. That's crazy. Um, the reason why is because they've been on a decline ever since ever. And when you have a company that's just going down and it's just falling, and it's just losing value, that dividend don't matter if the price of the company keep dropping, because all that's going to happen is eventually they're going to have to cut the dividend in order to stay afloat.
Right.
I like to stay away from companies that had their all-time high 10 years ago.
Huge. I like it. I like it. I tend to agree. I only like messing with companies that's on the go or up or on the up, should I say?
On the up and up,
Yeah, you ain't got to be up like a lot, but like, dude, a declining stock or a declining company to me is very clear to see that I don't want no part of it unless it's a trade.
Exactly.
But
And
see, that's called putting my emotions to the side and using my brain, which it took me a while to deal with because all that old Shiba Inu and all of that shit, I was in love with that shit. You feel me? And I had to realize that that is the emotional side of things.
That's that FOMO.
Yeah, and that's the psychology of the game is what I like to concentrate on too, because a lot of people don't understand or know about it.
Facts. And in fact, what you saying that, I know we on here talking about my book, but I will suggest that everybody go read. There's a book called The Psychology of Money.
Yes, sir.
And that book is not necessarily about trading per se, but it'll definitely help you understand the psychology of money, but from the perspective of people who have money.
Right. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So let me ask you this. What do you think is going to be the next breakout stock? Don't say NVIDIA because we know what happened to NVIDIA. You know that it's
they already broke out.
exactly. They're breaking out all year. It'll be interesting to see if they still break out with the splits. Because what I did notice is it seemed like a lot of the companies that do splits, they kind of don't return to like the same levels that they were at before the split.
Well, that just depends on the companies you're looking at. Because if you take into consideration how Amazon split and they at a new all-time high, Apple has
the new all-time high before the split.
Huh?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about before they made the split.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had a new all-time high before they made the split. Same thing with Tesla.
And then they came back and created a new all-time high.
Tesla had run up to 800. It ain't never been 800 again since the split.
It can't. That's because of the split.
Just because the split, it can't go back up to $800.
No. But it's a difference. The split price, you can't take the price that it was before the split and then still put that at the price of the split. They didn't already chop the shares down. So an all-time high in price don't mean back to 800 again. It means all-time high in the value of the stock, not the price per se, the value.
Right. But to a trader, you're looking at the price where it gets and if it can get back to where it was. Because, I mean, Tesla was in the thousands a few different times.
And then they had those splits.
Right. They have about 3 splits. So
but
as we speak right now, you don't think NVIDIA can get back to 800 and all of 400, 500, where was that?
Oh, no, it definitely can. But what I'm saying is hitting a new all-time high don't mean that it goes back up to that price after the stock split. That's not what all-time high means. A new all-time high.
That's not what I said at all. I said in the split, they never get back to where they were at. The same momentum, the levels, a lot of them don't get back there.
Oh no, that's because you gotta know how much money it would take for that to happen. You gotta know how much money it needs to be in the market for that to happen. So over time, it will happen. But for it to expect it to happen a year or two later, that's too soon for that to happen. It's not enough money in the world yet, if I'm being honest.
Right.
But
I'd say just not enough people buying it.
No, I wouldn't suggest buying anything at all-time high. But to ask me what company I think could be doing well in the next like 5 years, I think it's a company I've been telling my group about. It's a company that's called Schrodinger. The ticker symbol is SDGR.
SDGR.
Mm-hmm. And that company, it ran up, like it just hit the market not too long ago. It's only been on the market for a couple of years. But just from the release of the information on what it is that they're trying to bring to the world, they went crazy. And then, of course, because of the fact that it's like we saying that that's what we're aiming for. Everybody got so hyped off of what they was aiming for that it then came down to where it should be after that news came out. So now that it came to a decent level of support and it's already been taken off. It's not even about to start taking off. I've already been in the trade already. But I think that if they can get the managerial side of things down, because of the product itself that they offer. So when you're doing trials for like pharmaceuticals, they have to go run a bunch of tests on animals and humans, and they got to run test after test after test, and whatever happens just happens, and people they just got to accept whatever comes with the test.
Right.
Some animals don't make it, some people don't make it, have crazy side effects, all of that. So what Schrodinger does is they've created a software that instead of having to go test on humans and animals, they've created a software to where it pretty much just runs all of the different amount of possibilities, and it computes that, and it gives you which one will work the best without you having to go test it on nobody. So with that being what they do and what it is that they offer, they have a plethora of other things that they offer as well. But once I found out that that's what they aiming for and that's what they trying to do, I say, yeah, I got faith in that. And then the boy Bill Gates, that's like one of his biggest holdings.
Right, with Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you think about people like us who, we have clients, we educate people, we try to help people do what we do in the market. What do you think about AI? Is it taking away from jobs? No AI is going to take away from me or what I can do, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's definitely going to. But the job that it's going to take away from is the people who don't know how to incorporate AI into what they do. What in the world happened?